Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Reece Bellotti moves to 20 wins with 15 KOs. He's got 5 defeats, but what a comeback. I mean, this guy is, I think this is 5 or 6 fights on the bounce that he's won. I think this was his 6th. And this comes on the back of losing 5 out of 7. Back in sort of 2018 to 2021 or 2022. He lost 5 out of 7 fights, and his career looked completely smashed to bits. And then he took an area level fight with Dean Dodge at the York Hall, won that by stoppage in 7. Won eliminators for the British title, picked up the Commonwealth title, picked up the British title, and now he's defended it, and he's well on the way to winning a Lonsdale belt. But he was very, very good against Michael Gomez Jr., who came in with 21 wins and 1 defeat. The defeat was a points thing early on in his career. He doesn't hit hard, Michael Gomez Jr. He's the son of Michael Gomez Jr., obviously, the guy, the 2-time British champ from the 90s. Very, very entertaining fighter. But Jr. doesn't quite have the pop of his dad. He's 30 years old now. This was his first shot at the British title. Only 6 KOs in, like I say, 21 wins, only 6 KOs. Now he's got 2 defeats. And he was pulled out after, was it after 9 rounds? I think it was 9 rounds. Or was it 10? I can't remember. I just watched the bloody thing. It was I think it's classed as he retired after 10 rounds, I think it was. And he didn't win a round. I mean, Bellotti completely dominated this fight. He's 34 years old. He never, ever looked better. Terrific performance by Bellotti. 2-weight Commonwealth champ. And that's featherweight and super featherweight. And like I say, he's well on the way to winning that Lonsdale belt at super feather. Brilliant comeback in his career. But he totally dominated the very tall, looked bigger than Bellotti. Gomez Jr., quite upright, quite a high guard. Was constantly walking after Bellotti, but didn't do anything. He was firing single jabs. Bellotti was zipping in and out, landing all sorts of punch, both hands, up, down and up, body to head to body. I mean, he just broke down Gomez Jr., who didn't really seem to know what to do. Now, okay, you can walk forward. You can walk, but the moment you get into range, you've got to be banging that jab in. And if he doesn't hit hard, Gomez Jr., but if you're not having any success with singles, you've got to double it up. You've got to take a risk. You're there to win. And the moment you feel that jab touching, you bring the right crossover. It's basic boxing. And yeah, it's easier said than done. Everything in a boxing ring is easier said than done if you're in against someone as good as Bellotti. But Bellotti was bullying Gomez Jr. Even though Gomez Jr. was the one coming forward and stalking, Bellotti was bullying him off the back foot and landing all sorts of punches. I mean, the rounds were very repetitious. It wasn't the entertaining fight we'd hoped for because there was a bit of bad blood between the two. But the rounds just ticked by, with Bellotti dominating. And in the 5th round, he got a breakthrough because he landed a very, very sort of tight left body punch to the rib. Floating rib, mate. It might have been a floating rib, I don't know. But either way, it had the desired effect, and Michael Gomez Jr. sat down, went down, didn't look in good condition, got up, was very, very reluctant to throw any punches, tucked his elbows in, which exposed his head, his jaw. And Bellotti was just having a field day. And Gomez Jr. at the end of the round, punched his chest. Come on, let's do it. But yeah, more of the same, carried on, more of the same. In the 8th round, Gomez Jr. was pushed back to the ropes. And once he's on the ropes, he's got absolutely no hope of doing anything other than covering up and trying to see out the rounds. It was another hook to the body, put him down for a second time. Two body punch knockdowns. The only bit of success that Gomez Jr. had was, I think, in the 6th round when there was a cut to Bellotti's right eye. Was it a clash of heads? The blood wasn't going in his eye; it was running down the side of his face. There was quite a bit of blood on his face, but it wasn't problematic. It wasn't like across the eyelid or a slash across the eyebrow. It was down the side, and but that was the only war wound that Bellotti had. He completely dominated this fight, and then 10 rounds in, was it? I can't remember if it was 9 or 10 rounds in. I've only watched this damn fight just now, but I lost track of the rounds. Anyway, at the end of whichever round it was, the 9th or the 10th, Michael Jennings, the former British champ, welterweight champ, he pulled Gomez Jr. out, and Gomez Jr. weren't happy. He wanted to carry on. He's like, no quitting me, this is not fair. Yeah, I get it. He's a fighting man. But he's kind of found his ceiling, Michael Gomez Jr. In his last fight, he looked very good, winning the English super feather title against Kane Baker. He stopped him in 6 rounds. But I think that's his level. Nothing wrong with that. Winning the English title was good. And but Bellotti, I mean, he's probably going to want to win that Lonsdale belt. This was his 3rd fight at the weight. I think he'll make 3 defences now. It's not, so he needs 1 more defence and he gets the belt, and then it'll probably move up to EBU level. But at 34, I mean, he's never looked better, and he's got all that skill and all that experience. And you hear a lot about experience, but it's how do you use it? And when you consider that Bellotti has done 12 rounds, he did 12 rounds in his last 2 fights. He did a 10-rounder against Yusuf Hamani, when he won an eliminator for the British title. And he's also taken those defeats, even losing defeats, like losing to Ryan Walsh over 12. He lost to Francesco Grandelli over in Italy over 10. He lost to Jordan Gill over 10. It's all experience. And if you can put it together, you can really make it work for you. You can really learn your lessons. And a 12-round fight, I mean, no problem. I can do 12 rounds. He was buzzing around the ring, Bellotti, early on, letting all sorts of punches go. Very, very confident, knowing he was going to grind down Gomez Jr. And Gomez Jr. barely threw a punch at time for huge chunks of every round. After 9 rounds, but Gomez Jr. got pulled out by Michael Jennings. He wanted to carry on, but he didn't really show anything that would indicate why he should carry on. I think it was 9 rounds. I'm thinking back now, I think it was after 9, because I think the bell went for the 10th, which is why this is classed as a retirement in the 10th, not the 9th. Because, there was a bit of a disagreement in the corner. And Gomez wanted to carry on, but he wasn't allowed to. But anyway, great win. Another great win for Reece Bellotti. I think that's his 6th win in a row. Resurrected his career, a total Indian summer for his career, and who's to say he hasn't got more left in the tank. So what did you think of this fight? I thought in terms of action it was disappointing, but it was a good little clinic by Bellotti. Can't deny that. But let me know what you think. Comments below. Please subscribe to the channel if you know, and hit the like button and spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. I always appreciate your time. I always appreciate your support. And we've got the big one to come now, which is Mr. Catterall and Mr. Barbosa. So stick with us. Look for a review video. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Bye for now.